Hi, V-Team. Thank you for joining us for today's special Up to Speed Live. We've got updates on our response to Hurricane Ida, focusing on our recovery and relief efforts. But first, we're going to turn to the flooding and tornadoes we saw here in the Northeast yesterday evening. So we've had a lot of homes and communities throughout northern Jersey, New York City, and parts of Pennsylvania who saw historic rainfall, as you can see from the visuals here, leading to flash flooding, power outages, and numerous tornadoes. We are keeping all those affected in our thoughts, and we'll keep you updated on our relief efforts. But now let's shift our focus to the Southeast. Before we check in with Diana Alviar with the latest updates, let's take a look at a story about the work being done in the field to keep our network running strong.
We are in Louisiana, down just outside of New Orleans, trying to restore as many of these sites that have been affected by Ida as possible. For the people here, it's extremely important that they get communication in place. We as a company prepare by having mobile assets, many different field access and people and places, and we bring those together and try to really customize the response to the area. Like, for example, we've brought a satellite backhaul device called a steer. We bring it in, basically connect it to satellite so that the site, instead of using the fiber in the ground, it uses the satellite dish through the air to connect back to our switch. It brings it back to near full capacity. My team and I, we're gonna stick it out until everything is up and working. We are making it happen.
Wow, just such a great effort there by our Up to Speed crew down there on the ground to let us know exactly what's happening. It's good to know that we have all of these assets and all of these really dedicated team members, Raquel, working on this situation. And we actually have some news to break right now that I'm very, very grateful to be able to let you know. We are extending the unlimited talk, text, and data offer to our customers there on the ground in Louisiana that have been affected by Ida. I'm going to give you the details right now on how it works. So this offer is going to run an additional 5 days and includes additional zip codes. That means it runs through Friday, September 10th. You don't have to do anything to get this relief. All you have to do is to check if you're eligible. You can click the link in today's story, and we're hoping that this helps everybody there on the ground. I know, having been through Hurricane Andrew, that the last thing you want to think about is this when you're just trying to recover from such a terrible disaster. And of course, we continue to assess the situation there in Louisiana. I've been speaking to some teams, and they're finally being able to get into some of those previously impassable areas and assess the situation and then get to work. They really needed to get down there and get a better understanding of that situation. So we have a wireless emergency command center, otherwise known as WEC, in place in Hammond, Louisiana, plus 4 additional charging stations throughout Baton Rouge and New Orleans. That means that our customers there are going to have some spots that they can go and get their devices charged at a time like this. And of course, we continue to answer the needs of our first responder and our government partners. That is a major priority for us to keep them connected. And I have a great story for you. As of this morning, the Verizon response team has delivered more than 900 Verizon frontline solutions to 38 public sector agencies in southeastern Louisiana. Our thanks to these teams doing really, really incredible work there. And finally, this is just so great, Raquel. While many of our team members down there are still dealing with so much, we have reopened 2 stores. We have one in the Baton Rouge area and one in Slidell. It is incredible how these team members are stepping up to get back into the store to help our customers. It just goes to show that we are really living out the credo these days. We run to a crisis and then we do everything necessary to help everybody out down there. So I'm really happy to be able to give you that update on Southeast Louisiana. And Raquel, back to you.
Thank you so much, Diana. We appreciate that update. You've been keeping us informed all week, and we really appreciate it. And we're also very lucky to have our Verizon response teams and our retail out there who are working hard to keep our communities connected. In fact, we were able to connect with the Major Emergency Response Incident Team, also known as MERIT. You may have heard of them. They are Verizon engineers who have been volunteering their time to reconnect our network. So a big round of applause to them. But let's take a look at the work they've been doing to restore our networks.
We're in Hammond, Louisiana, supporting Hurricane Ida relief. Merit is the major emergency response incident team. We're one of 3 industrial telecommunications hazmat teams made up of 30 people that are volunteers that are trained as hazmat technicians. They are normal day-to-day techs that go out and repair and maintain our network. And then in a disaster like this, I would recall them and activate them to be active on the Merit team. So it's just like a volunteer fire department. We are on standby to support any major emergency that the network may experience that could restrict access for our technicians. So if there's a chemical spill or a battery runaway or any type of harsh environment, we'll go in and work and restore the network. So in this instance, we're doing logistics. They're restoring generators, cell sites, they're deploying spots, maintaining whatever the business needs of the network restoration. We have logistical assets that are compounds, so we bring accommodation trailers, which are bunkhouse trailers, and comfort trailers, which are shower and toilet accommodations. So when there's no rooms, we can bring a basic amenities to ground zero for the restoration purposes in the area. As first responders, this is what drives me, is to run into an emergency and give back to the people and make for sure our network is there as a public safety tool.
All right. Well, that was awesome. And again, we appreciate all those who have been volunteering their time. That is huge. And we also have some news for our teammates in the West. Our Verizon offering is going to be unlimited calling, texting, and data in the areas most impacted by the active wildfires. So make sure to check that out if your zip code is included in the story. It will include the Caldor, Dixie, French, and Monument fires. And if you're eligible, you don't have to do anything to get this relief. It went into effect yesterday and runs through September 7th. Thank you again to our V-teamers who are working around the clock. It reminds me of how important it is to come together, which is why I want to remind you that you can help as well with our V2V Fund. It's an easy way to give back to colleagues who may have been displaced during this time. So make sure you check out the story after the show to figure out how you can give back. And before I go, if you remember, Diana mentioned 2 stores in Louisiana have reopened their doors, which is great uplifting news that we need right now. So make sure to tune in tomorrow to hear about their stories and how they're moving forward. Stay safe, V-Team, and until next time, you're up to speed.